Hi there, Henry Smith here from IamWealthyandRich.com. We'll talk about how to understand the game of money and play it well. Welcome to today's video cryptocurrency portfolio update, something I do on a regular basis. Been doing it for about a year. But make sure you stay to the end because after the update, I always talk about something of importance. Now, before I start, it's important for me to do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor or financial planner, so none of what I'm saying today should be taken as financial advice. It's just for information purposes. But also understand that investing can be risky, so do not invest more money than you can afford to lose. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen and jump straight to the update and then talk about what I really want to talk about today. So let's share the screen here. There's a spreadsheet I've been using and I've been doing. This goes back to February 2021, so it's coming up to a year now. And the portfolio, this particular spreadsheet consists of 4 columns: altcoin, Bitcoin, and totals column. And so on the green is when it's moved forward on the previous day. Red is when it's moved backward on the previous day. So we've got lots of forwards and backwards, as you can see, blood in the streets. Now these patterns actually start to make it very good for analysis purposes. And that's why one of the reasons I do this. But let's start with today. So yesterday was a green day. Market moved forward a little bit on the previous day. So let's see where we are today. Today is the 20th of January, and I get the figures from this page here. This particular portfolio consists of one whole Bitcoin, selection of specially selected altcoins or alternative coins, and that's the total. So that's left hand side, that's in US dollars, this is British pounds, so it's the same portfolio just in pounds. And then this is the percentage split between the two. So a majority of the money is in the altcoins, as you can see, or alternative coins. So the figure I want right now, this is updated every 10 minutes or so. So connected to a live feed to coin market cap. So the figure I want here is 154,298.88. So the time right now is this 154,298.88. Got that right? Yeah, 2. That's wrong, isn't it? 928, not 298. 92, the other way around, 928, okay, so that goes, that's 1,139 up from yesterday, and the totals column, 197, 570, 23, 197, 570, 23, 197, 570.23, so what do we got? Yeah, so that is, and let's check Bitcoin. Okay, so everything's staying green. So the green 2 days in a row. We've got altcoins are up by 1,139. Bitcoin is up by $214, and the total portfolio is up by $1,354. So it's got a lot of catching up to do, but it's still up on the year. $153,000. So it's still good. And you know, this is a game of patience. You've got to be patient through all the ups and downs. And I've demonstrated this through this series of videos. If you've been watching this series, you see them go back a year. You'll see the different price changes and how the, you know, how the market went up and down and so on and so forth. And the attitude, mindset you have to have when you're going through this. And so this brings me to what I want to really talk about is we're talking about understanding, you know, how to get wealthy in this age. And to do that, you have to understand that what you're part of, the growth curve, and also understand about money. Okay, so in terms of what you're part of. You're a part of something that is being adopted. This is, the cryptocurrency space is going to explode because of several reasons. But one of them is the rate of adoption. It took radio, 38 years to reach 50 million users. It took television 22 years to reach 50 million users. Television is a much more advanced technology than radio. It took internet 7 years to reach 50 million users. And basically the rate of adoption in terms of market capitalization, the $1 trillion digital monetary industry network, this technology is more disruptive than Facebook, Zoom, and the iPhone combined. It took Google 22 years to reach $1 trillion. It took Amazon 24 years to reach $1 trillion in market capitalization. It took Apple 42 years to reach $1 trillion. It took Microsoft 44 years to reach $1 trillion. But it took Bitcoin 12 years to reach the $1 trillion mark. So be under no illusion that this is something special. Okay, so a lot of people want to be rich, they want to be wealthy, but they need to understand they need to be in the 1% club. You ask anybody, do you want to be wealthy and rich? Well, you need to be in the 1% club to be wealthy and rich. You need to develop. To do that, you need to develop 1% thinking. You need to think the way the 1% think. Okay, that's the most important thing. You've got to think, change your thinking habits, and the way you think, the way you process information, the way you look at opportunities, and look at them the way the 1% think. Not 99% thinking. Can't be in the 1% if you've got 99% thinking. You can't be wealthy and rich if you've got 99% thinking. It's not going to happen. So how to join the 1% club? Well, you can be an entrepreneur, an investor, not an employee, or self-employed. So the number one ways, one and number two ways, entrepreneur or investor, not an employee or self-employed. That's the way you get into the 1% group. The people in the 1% group are either entrepreneurs or investors. So you have to, you've got to be one or both of those top two. But let's talk about money. How to understand the game of money and play it well. Okay, but I say this a lot. This is kind of like our action statement. How to understand. We'll talk about how to understand the game of money and play it well. And some people ask me, what do you mean about that? What does that mean to understand the game of money and play it well? Well, most people don't understand the game of money. Okay, and they play it very badly. Most people don't understand the game of money and they play it very badly. So what does it mean to understand the game of money and play it well? Now, please understand, this is different from the game of business. Okay, the game of business is a different game, and that's a whole different seminar. I'm talking about the game of money here. I'm talking about your purchasing power and how to make it stronger instead of weaker. Okay, that's what we're talking about, the game of money. And protecting your purchasing power and making it stronger instead of weaker, so that you can afford more things. So you understand the game of money and how to play it well. We'll continue. Some people put their money in banks and they get 5% to 2% interest per year. These are people who truly don't understand the game of money and play it well. Some people use private banking, get a higher rate of interest, 4 to 5% per year. Again, which is still nothing fantastic. There are some crypto interest platforms that they can pay you 4 to 20% per year, 8, 9% per year, 12% a year, up to 20% a year, which is much better. You're playing the game of money a lot better than the person who's just putting their money in the bank. Okay, and I'll explain that a bit later. Real estate investment. profits of 20 to 30%. Yeah, that's a good return on investment. And there are people who play that game and they're doing much better than the people in the first bracket. Most people are going backwards financially, okay, because they've been eaten up by inflation. And I'll talk about that. What if there was something better that paid you more? I mean, the bottom two are pretty good and give you decent rates, returns for your money. But what if there was something better that could pay you more? Our crypto power interest system pays 72 to 200% a year. So that's understanding the game of money and playing it well. Because you're accelerating. You're beating the hell out of inflation. You're leaving the inflation way behind. I mean, when we're talking about inflation, and this applies to the US and the UK, the money supply, the money printing, over the years has continued to go in one direction, which is up, up, up. But in 2020, they did a mega jump of printing. And all of this has destroyed a lot of people's wealth more than they even know. Some people are now just beginning to feel the effects. And you're hearing on the news, they're talking about inflation is going to be the worst in 40 years. Things are going to be expensive, energy prices. However, the news mix up the story to make it sound so it doesn't sound. The truth is because the government's been printing a ton of money and your purchasing power has gone down. So inflation, things becoming more expensive, the purchasing power, the purchasing power has been diminished, been degraded, devalued. And that's, people are being caught in this system and they are going to suffer for it, unfortunately. I've been talking about this for the last couple of years, but now the chickens have come home to roost in the economy. So how do you grow your wealth? Talking about growth using money, talking about cash. Now, people think cash is a king, cash is good. Cash has its uses, okay? But it has a lot of limitations, especially when it's subject to what has been happening with the printing of money. Okay, cash is, take for example, $50,000. If you had $50,000, okay, what do you do with it? You'll put it in the bank? Well, the thing is, in 5 years, you still have $50,000. Okay, you'll still have $50,000 in 5 years' time. But will your wealth have grown? The truth is, it won't really be worth $50,000. It'll be only worth about $32,500 due to inflation. Okay, at 7%. That's what they're telling us at 7%. I believe it's a lot higher, but that's another discussion. Even at 7% per annum, your $50,000 will be worth $32,500 in 5 years. So you will still read maybe 50,000 in the bank, but that's what it will be worth. The purchasing power, your purchasing power, will be weaker. So this is a person who does not understand the game of money, and they're playing the game of money badly. Because if you can do that to money without even doing anything really, and you lose, 35%. You play the game really badly. In the next 5 years after that, it will go down even more. So that's an example of playing the game badly. But what if you instead bought, you bought 50,000 of, or should I say, one Bitcoin? Okay, whether the price of Bitcoin is, I know Bitcoin's around 40-something thousand now, but let's just round it up and say Bitcoin was 50,000. Let's say you bought 50,000, one Bitcoin. Okay. So instead of putting it in the bank, and then it reduce down to 32,000, equivalent of 32,500 in 5 years. In 5 years, you'll still have one Bitcoin, but it could be worth 500,000 due to a 10x appreciation, which is really good. So this is someone understanding the game of money and playing it well. The first person's putting it in the bank, and just, they're fooling themselves, thinking they still have 50,000, whereas in reality they've only got 32,500. Okay. The second person bought the hardest money on earth right now, known as Bitcoin, and in 5 years' time, that particular one Bitcoin became 500,000 due to 10x appreciation. So this is an understanding the game of money. But you can cut this down to 5,000 and do it even with 5,000, and it will be worth 50,000, and so on and so forth. So, and this is, for example, by the way, this is an example. I'm not saying it will be worth exactly 500,000. Could be more, could be slightly less. But this is an example, and there are people now waking up who are playing this game now. They are transferring a lot of their money in to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to preserve their wealth so that it doesn't get devalued. Their wealth is not degraded, devalued by the 7% inflation. So this is what we mean by understanding the game of money and play it well. Even if you're doing a business, you're working for money and you keep it in cash, that the profits you've earned are devaluing. It's like almost like working and you're being paid in ice cubes, and you're in a tropical climate. Your hard work and you've been paid in ice cubes. Those ice cubes are going to melt into water and slip right through your fingers. And that's what it's like. So even people doing very well in business, if they're working and doing really well in business, keeping their profits and counting their wealth in cash, in dollars, it's really not a true reflection of your wealth. You could literally accelerate your profits, 10x your profits, so that whatever profits you're receiving, you'll be 10x in 5 years from now, or something like that. Well, with our system, in 5 years, you could turn one Bitcoin, for example, into 2 Bitcoins. Should be an S at the end, by the way, typo, to 2 Bitcoins. So not only do you still have the one, because you will still have 1 Bitcoin in 5 years' time, and it will be worth more. But in this case, what about turning that 1 Bitcoin into 2 Bitcoins? And then now you have 500,000 times 2, which is 1 million. So which is better? So there are 3 people here. There's people who don't understand the game of money and play it badly. There's people who understand the game of money and play it well, and they're doing real good, really good. And then there's people who really understand the game of money and are playing it really, really good. You understand? So that's how you get into the 1% and the thinking that you need to have about money. Okay, not only how to have Bitcoin, but how to have more, how to have that Bitcoin multiply. That's when you're taking it to the next level. The first level is moving over to cryptocurrency. The second is to multiply that cryptocurrency. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. Okay, and if you want to get more information, you can visit our website. Let's go to our website. IamWealthyandRich.com. How to understand the game of money and play it well. Scroll down, fill in this short form here. Get your millionaire mindset and investment strategy free. Now, this is the first level. Okay, then contact me, send me an email, and if you want, because this is by invitation only, I can invite you into the higher levels where you can really understand how to accelerate your wealth. Okay, but the first step is here: get your finances in order, get your mind in order, and then contact me, send me an email, and we can discuss, book a consultation and discuss how to really accelerate your wealth. You want to grow. You want not just buy Bitcoin or buy cryptocurrency, but grow it. Okay, literally manufacture money, so to speak. That's what we talk about, really understanding the game of money and play it well. But anyway, hope you found this useful. Okay, if you did, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And I want to thank you once again very much for your attention, for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.